With the newest It movie, this is John Gacy. He was well known in his community for attending charitable events for kids. John did not have an easy upbringing. His father was abusive emotionally and physically. He suffered medical conditions, including a In 1962, John tired of the abuse and left to work in Nevada at a mortuary. One day while John was working, he hugged and between his return home and 1967, John began a double life. He married a coworker, found success within business, and was hiring teens to cut costs. It appeared to be an American dream, but what Gacy was doing behind the scenes was In 1967, Gacy was found guilty of sodomy and sentenced to 10 years in prison. While in prison, Gacy had rapport After his release, Gacy became well-liked in the community once again. Gacy worked in politics, worked with charities, and he also was Pogo the Clown. Gacy In 1964, John remarried to Carol. This marriage lasted until mid-1976, when Carol divorced him due to his obsession. John Wayne Gacy raped, tortured, and murdered 33 young males. If it wasn't for Robert Peace was working at a pharmacy the evening he went missing. Rob wasn't the type of kid to not call home or come home at night. The last person Rob was thought to have been with was Gacy, as Gacy had offered him higher paying work earlier that The police surveilled and questioned Gacy on 3 occasions. Each time, Gacy welcomed them into the home and denied their allegations. After a few weeks passed, Gacy cracked. With Gacy in custody, during questioning, he openly told authorities where the bodies of his victims were discarded. In 2017, with new DNA technology, victim number 24, the 24th John Wayne Gacy is known to have committed some of the most heinous crimes, but the question I'm here to answer is why? Let's start from the beginning, the structure of these crimes. The structure of crime needs a location, a suitable target, and available means. Gacy needed a location, which is the first factor in crime. where he could commit these awful crimes without detection. Gacy would ensure that he could lure the boys back to his own house, where he would brutally, sexually, and physically assault them and then murder them. Next, Gacy needed a suitable target. Gacy chose vulnerable young boys who were looking for work, and even vulnerable young boys who may have just needed a ride home. These young boys were at increased risk of falling victim to Gacy simply because they were engaged in activities outside of their homes. Gacy had graduated from business college, and within his schooling, he developed a talent as a salesman. It is thought that he would use these techniques to aid in the luring of his victims. Lastly, in the structure of these crimes is available means. Gacy had all of the available means a sexual predator would need to go on for as long as he did undetected. Gacy had rapport within his community. Gacy had a business to hire his victims. He had a vehicle and was a single man living alone. Gacy was able to avoid detection for many years. The theory that best describes these crimes is known as the routine activity theory. The routine activity theory is composed of 3 points: lack of capable guardians, suitable target, and a motivated offender. Gacy played smart. He only attempted to lure when there were no guardians present. The lack of capable guardians in the 70s was a society. Gacy had a secret sexual preference for males, so it is not surprising all of his victims were male. Gacy understood what it was to be a teen. Lastly, Gacy was a motivated offender. Killing became erotic for Gacy, so he was motivated to fulfill a fantasy that never could be.